Hello, welcome to my woolly closet. My name is Gwen and I'm coming to you from the Netherlands where I live with my daughter and husband and my two little budgies who you might hear on the background. Today is October 2nd and it's a Wednesday and the weather channel is that it's raining outside and very grey. It's the first time in a long while I've had to dig out the, what you call that, ring light. I'm not a big fan of it because it hurts my eyes a little bit. But I think the light is just too bad to not film without a ring light. So there. Yes, well, it's been a while. I thought it was time. There are lots of make-alongs going on right now, and the big one is starting tomorrow, and that's Stephen West's Go Dynamo shawl. Of course, I'm joining again. I will talk a bit about that later. And there's the Laura Penrose To Me From Me make-along, which I'm also joining. Right. So this will be a fun-filled podcast for you. I am wearing today my Tepliy sweater by Olga Putano. It was a test knit I did. It was for Liner magazine issue 20. It's now actually very chilly outside, so it's perfect weather for wearing this sweater. I've been doing so the past few days. It's very light, but nice and warm. I knitted this with drop skid silk, held with one strand of knitted and Onorok Air in Liv. And I used a 4mm US 6 needle and a 3.75mm US 5. Of course, that doesn't really matter because you need to have gauge. So that was what my gauge needed. Here's a little close-up of the texture. It's called the tuck stitch. Well, this is anyway. I believe it's brioche like, I don't know. Basically, you knit the sweater twice to get to the desired length. I've knitted mine a little longer than was necessary because it's actually quite a cropped sweater. But I recently migrated back from dresses to jeans. So I wanted my sweater to be a little longer. That's why I knitted mine as long as it is. I really like the v-neck. Yes, this is a lovely sweater to knit on. And if you check on the Ravelry pages, there are lots and lots of different variations. There are also summer versions because it's actually a summer pattern knitted with cotton yarn, I believe, or cotton merino, something like that. But mine is a winter edition. I have 2 finished objects and one, well, I was sick of it and I needed to either frog it or get it done. I'll explain later. My first finished object is the little knitted pullover, Librarium pullover for my little niece. I knitted this with yarn sent to me by Edda from Järbo Alpe. Yes, they wanted me to try this yarn and they sent me the free pattern. The patterns are all free on their website. You might want to check them out. I knitted the size 6, which is suitable for my niece, who is now almost 4. I knitted it using a 4mm US 6 and a 3.5mm US 4. I didn't weave in the ends yet for the sleeves because if she needs a little more length in the sleeves, I can then add some to it. Because the sweater I knitted her last time from Sophie Okera, you know, the colorwork one, the green one, the sleeves are too short. So when I see them, I will bring a little ball of yarn and my needles and I will add some length to the ribbing to make up for the shortage. Yes, well, but these sleeves, I've added already a little length to it and it's one size up from what she's wearing right now. So I think she'll be good to go for this winter. So yes, it's done and I love it. It's a bottom-up sweater. So you start at the bottom, you knit to the armpits and then you split. I didn't really mind it. I usually like to knit my sweaters in the round because purling tends to demotivate me or hurt my hands, but not with this. Maybe it's because it's just a kid's sweater and it's not that much work. Instructions were very clear, and when you're done with the shaping, you do a 3-needle bind off at the shoulders here, so it gives you a nice little seam. And then you pick up for the sleeves and you add some decreases to it. And neckline is a V-neck, also like me. And there's something else written in the pattern for the little decrease, but I did a, what do you call it? Center double decrease, something like that. And it gives it a nice effect, I think. You can, yeah. I think it's lovely. I use it, if there's a V-neck, I tend to use that one. I've written it down on my Ravelry page, and everything I talk about is, of course, written in the description box down below. If you click on the little triangle there on the right or left, depending on which phone you have, a scroll bar goes down, and then you can see everything I talk about and with links to it. Second finished object. I had spun up this John Arben apple door in pig snout. I've shown the two bobbins that were filled, and I don't think I've shown them twined together, but I did twine them, and I added just a little more twist than I am used to, because I'm still learning. And I can honestly say this is the best skein I have made so far. I think it's beautiful. I think the twist is just right. Of course, not everywhere, but mostly it is just, I think it's beautiful. I'm sorry about the lighting. It's just awful today. But you get the gist of it. I added a little card to it that says the length and the weight and such. I think it's come out onto a double knit weight again. It's about 240 meters. I think I will use this in a colorwork sweater or a hat or something like that. I'm not sure yet, but for now I'm just really proud of this one. This is the first really good skein I've spun up. So yes, still learning, but having so much fun. The third finished object is not really a finished object. This was just languishing in my windowsill for, I think, a year, maybe more even. They were on barbecue skewers. If you've watched the second episode of my podcast, I talk about this and what my plans were. Well, plans have gone out the window. This is going to be not a blanket, but a wall hanging. They were knitted hexagons, and they were supposed to be a blanket called the Friesland blanket by Jenise Hope. There are many more motifs in this, but it's so fiddly and I just can't be bothered. So I decided on a whim that I needed this off my back, and grafted them together using a 3-needle bind off to make it easier on myself, because it was already difficult. They were all on barbecue skewers, and it was like fighting with a porcupine or a hedgehog. Stuck myself. But yes, the hexagons in and on itself are really beautiful. I really love this green one, which was the center one originally. This were supposed to be bees, I think, but you can't really tell. There's a pineapple one here. Well, in the second episode, you can see them much better than I'm showing you right here, with better lighting too. One with flowers, and the other two are the same. So I am going to try, and when we are going out for a walk, I'm going to try and search for a decent stick so I can make a wall hanging, just like this quilt, which is also on a stick that I found in the woods with my daughter when it was locked down in 2020. So we had to do something, right? We went hunting for sticks. So I haven't woven in the ends yet. I'll probably do that when I find a perfect stick and finish it properly then. But for now, I'm glad it's out of my windowsill and out of my sight. Yes, well, so that was it for finished objects. Not a lot, but that's because I have been mostly knitting on my Marled magic dress. I think I underestimated a little how big of a project it would be, but I am getting there slowly. It's living in my lovely purple bag by Pink Hazel. I think she's called Annette. Can't remember her last name. She makes lovely bags, by the way. She lives in the Netherlands, but I don't think she's Dutch. I dug out some of my pins from an old whip bag, which I don't use that often anymore because I have better ones now. So I stuck them in on here, and I really like this one. Oh, can I show you? Yes, maybe you know what it is. It's the Beetlejuice sandworm, and it's also a big favorite of mine. Coraline and Dexter. If you know who Dexter is, you're probably old like me. And a little butterfly flutter by. Well, you know, they're just lovely. This one I had from for my birthday for my friend. So yes, well, okay, for the project. Let me take out the yarn. I am knitting this, well, you probably already know if you've watched before, on Holst Coast cotton merino blend, cotton wool blend, and drops brushed alpaca silk. And I hold them together to make this beast of a sweater. And I still can't probably properly show you because it's still not completely in one piece. I think here's a sleeve hole. Watch me struggle. All right. So, and there are also needles in here, so I have to be careful. This is the front. I am working on the back panel, but this is the front. You see, it's very short. I'm not sure what's going on right there. So I probably am, sorry, you probably can't hear me. I probably need to add some length to this, but I have seen in the pattern that is what's supposed to happen. So these are the sleeves right here. And right now it's a sort of an apron thing. It's really wide. Is this? Oh, I'm showing you the wrong side even. Let me see. Yes, that's better. Oh my god. Like I said, watch me struggle with this. That back panel is also not very fun to knit on because I have to turn everything inside out every time. All right, like this. Yeah, so there's the sleeve, and the other one is also done. I just need to add the ribbing into the sleeve hole right there. So it's getting there. Now I just have to knit all the way down and attach the sides together. And then add some to the bottom. This is a really fun pattern to knit, but also very confusing at times, but I'm really enjoying it. I also seem to really make a dent into this little cone here. It was huge, I remember, but now, yeah, I think I'll use up half of it still, yeah. So it does eat a lot of yarn. I don't think I have enough of the brushed alpaca too. I think I need to reorder some of that as well. I have 2 or 3 more balls left, so that's probably not enough to finish this. I don't know where to put it. I'll just put it on the floor here. Like that. So, right. Yes. Well, I have started a new spin also. I will try and add in some of the spun up yarn on my bobbin because I'm still working on it. This one is a little different. It's also John Arben. It's the last of the 3 tops I ordered from them a year ago, I think. And this is a Devonia top. It's different from the Appledore Pig Snout and the Wimple Wonder I've spun up, which was a grey-green one. Well, this is what it's like when it's unspun. And it's very soft and fluffy. Much softer than the pig snout, I think. And it tends to break more easily too. So it's requiring a lot of brain power and I don't think it's a relaxing spin for me because it's so, well, it tends to break on me. We'll see how we fare getting on. This is just half. I usually divide my fiber braids or tops into halves and then spin one on one bobbin and one on the other and then twine them together. So we will see how this one will go. And of course, my Go Dynamo. Are you joining in on the Go Dynamo? I try to join every year. This will be the 5th year I'll be joining. The first one was my Slipstravaganza shawl. I did finish that one. And then you had shawlography, but that turned into a Vertices Unite instead because the colors were all wrong and I hated it and blah, I didn't like it. I do love the shawl, however, so maybe one day I will knit that one. But the colors that I picked were just not good. They were not my colors, and I don't know. I wanted to knit from stash and it just didn't feel right. So that went into and became a Vertices Unite for my husband, which he never wears, but maybe this winter will be cold enough and he will finally wear it. Then came Twists and Turns. I didn't finish that either. I was a long way, but I hated it so much. I really didn't like it. I thought it was way too long for me. And I also couldn't be bothered with frogging it or ripping it out. So don't tell the knitting police, but I put it in the bin. And then came Geo Gradient, and I did finish that one. There was a whole lot of stuff going on with that one. Mine turned out with a pretty granny square in the middle. I'll link to the episode of that one. I think it's the 3rd or the 4th episode I talked about the Geo Gradient. But this will be my Go Dynamo. It lives in this project bag. I made it myself. You might have seen it before. It holds multiple works in progress each year. I am using Langyarn's Järbo in the lovely neon pink. Some Chaos brushed organic alpaca instead of mohair because mohair is itchy to me. This sweater itches me a bit, especially when I'm hot. This, however, is just like a cloud. It's so soft. I love alpaca. If I can find a wool with alpaca in it, I am one happy little girl. And then for the mane. I know I said I would use my stash, but that's gone right out of the window. I was going to use wool met verve, but I saw a shop update by a Dutch local yarn dyer called Crealine Design. And I bought these. This is neon tweed sock in the color Ocean. And I am in love with them. I think they are stunning. There are pops of pink and purple and blue in there. And of course, they all have these neon little naps in there. And I think it's gorgeous. And was it with this one? There's greens and pinks. I think it's stunning. So here's the label again. Yeah. So this will be my Go Dynamo. And together, I think, if I hold them like this, you can see it's going to look just beautiful. Can't wait for tomorrow. My daughter has a day off tomorrow because it's study day, which means the kids are off and the teachers go back to school. But it's also the cast on day for Go Dynamo, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to keep up. But yeah, I'm going to try and maybe knit in the afternoon when we're home. She desperately wants shoulder bag. She's at that age now that she doesn't want to carry her little backpack anymore. Well, I can't really blame her. She had that backpack from when she was going to kindergarten, so she needs a new bag. It's not her school bag. She has a proper backpack for school, but she just wants something to carry her wallet or her phone or her iPad in when we go visit grandma or whatever, or when she wants to go to town with a friend to buy silico things. So that's what's on the agenda for tomorrow. And then maybe in the afternoon I will be able to knit on Go Dynamo. When I am done filming this, I will take these up. Can't wait. Yes, well, this is part one for my to me mail from Laura Penrose. And I have another plan. You might call me crazy. I might be crazy. There are these knitted socks made by a Finnish woman called Mia Sumel or Sulavikat on Instagram. And when I saw these socks, I thought, oh my gosh, these are beautiful. But I'm not really a sock knitter, and these were also knee socks. So I just thought I need those socks, but not in sock form. So I bought the pattern, and these are the socks in question. They are called Pastoraali, I think. And as you can see, they're just beautiful socks. Well, what I'm going to do, yes, I am crazy. I got myself a little graph paper notebook, and I am going to redraw these charts and make them rectangular. And then I'm going to knit myself a project bag with those charts. It's going to be quite a bit of work, but well, since my daughter is home tomorrow anyway, we might do some little drawing session, and I might come a long way. We will see. I have to use a bit of an imagination too, because the charts will, well, they start wide and they go like this for the ankles and slimmer parts of your foot. So I have to imagine myself what I need to draw on the sides of that, but I think I'll make do. Yes, and I'm going to make a little knitted project bag like the Hanzestrik bag I knitted for myself. So I by Hanne Rimmen. So I have the numbers I need and how to make the drawstring tube are also in that pattern from Hanne Rimmen. So I can use that as well. So this will be a variation to that pattern. I just really love this this design. Yes, so that's also for my from me mail well idea of words. All right, acquisitions. Not much, but one little thing. I have this wooden Swift that I bought ages ago. I use this for caking up skeins of yarn like this. and this. But it's made from wood, and there's no swivel on top or anything. So if you have to skein up your yarn from the spinning wheel bobbin, I have to turn it by hand, this wooden thing, and it hurts my shoulder so much. It takes me out for about 2 days to recover from that. And you can always say, well, why don't you just wind it up in a cake? And you need to wind it into a skein anyway, whatever you do, because you need to wash it and thwack it on the table to make the yarn more balanced and stable. I don't know how others do it, but I like to use my Swift. So I did something I don't usually do. I went to AliExpress, which is the Chinese horrible website where you can buy cheap stuff. And I bought a new Swift, nice and small box, which I like. And this one does have a little swivel on top, so I can do this, and the swivel and the the Swift will start turning, and it will be so much easier for me to skein up the handspun yarns. So I'll take it out for you to see. You can also turn it, so you can use it like this one, standing up, but you can also turn it sideways, so it's like this. Very handy and not that expensive at all. I do think it's a little fragile though. Ugh, come on out, yes. So yes, that looks like this. It has a little clamp here. It's much easier for me than that wooden one. And the screw is long enough so I can put it on this tabletop where I'm sitting on. So, and then you can turn this very easily. I think it's superbly handy. Yes, quite like it. Like that. Very happy with this. What I'm going to do with the wooden one, I don't know yet. All right. So, yes. I think we're done for now. So, yes, if you're joining the Dynamo show tomorrow, happy Cast On Day. This will probably go online tomorrow, not today. We will all be knitting away next week, and maybe I'll make a short little video of my Dynamo show progress. And if not, I will see you again in 3 weeks. Yeah, see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.